Hi Jaden, are you ready to learn some math today?
Yes.
So we're going to focus this lesson on math and literacy. So the lesson plan is called Analyzing Number Sequences Through Patterns and Graphs. So have you ever noticed that sometimes numbers can make patterns just like designs or rhythms? Yeah, me too. So if I start at 0 and go 3, 6, 9, 12, is that kind of like a pattern type thing? Okay. And then what if I went 0, 6, 12, 18, 24? Is that a pattern too?
Yes.
And what do you notice about how these two patterns are related? Maybe that the second pattern always doubles
The first pattern.
Yeah. So in the first pattern, it had 3, and the second pattern had 6. So the second pattern is always doubling the first one. And the second pattern is growing faster because it adds 6 each time instead of 3. So we're going to make a list of numbers on a piece of paper. So one list is going to be rule A. So I'll have you write rule A. And we're going to start at 0 and add 3 each time. So we're going to do 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Good job. And then for list 2, it's going to be called Rule B. And we're going to double that one as well. So it's going to be 0, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Okay. So now I'm going to have you try it on your own. So we're going to try with 2 different rules this time. So this is going to be list 3, and it's going to be called Rule C. And it's going to start at 2, and you're going to add 4 each time. And then go up to 6 sequences. And then let me know if you need help or when you're ready. Great job. Okay, so now what I'm going to have you do is we're going to pair them up and then chart them. So I'll show you an example. So like for that one, it's going to be 0, and then 0, and then 6, 2, and then 12, 6, and then I'll have you do the rest. You see how I was doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Like 18, and then 10. And let me know if you need help. Okay, so remember in the past how we would graph stuff on a y and x axis?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start with the first number. You start down here, and then you're going to go up and find its coordinating numbers. So I'm going to have you graph those. job. Okay, so now we're going to try 2 more rules, and these ones are going to be a little bit more challenging. So on your paper, again, we're going to start another list, and it's going to be called Rule E. And you're going to start with 5 and add 5 each time.
For 6?
Yes, good job. And then once you've completed that, you're going to do your next list, which will be Rule F, and you're going to start at 10 and go up 10 each time. And make a list of 6 numbers for that one as well. And then once you've completed that, pair them up like you did previously. And then once you've got them all paired up, you're going to graph them again. And if you need help, just holler at me. Alright, great job. So, can you look at your graph and kind of tell me the story of what your graph is showing? So like if your list of numbers were words, how is the graph similar to a picture? Maybe that.
They keep going up.
Yeah, that's a good one. And it makes it easier to see the 2 patterns by visually looking at it. So now we're going to make that into a sentence. So I'm going to have you write a sentence below the graph, and you're going to finish this sentence. When I read the list and the graph together, I notice maybe that the graph makes it easier to see the patterns, or both show the same number, the graph is just visual. And then can you read it back to me?
I notice when I look at the graph and the numbers that it's easier, that it goes up and it's easier to see the pattern.
Great job, that's a great reflection there. So now before you go to end our reflection, or to end our lesson with a reflection, and I can see what you learned, I'm going to have you write a sentence that uses the word pattern and graph in it. So it can be 2 separate sentences or 1. But it could be something like the graph makes it easier to see the patterns, or both the graph and the patterns help me see the visuals better. What? Yeah. Okay, great job today, Jaden. Do you have any questions before we go?
No.